the as everybody, as Ed so aptly said, we're in the process of developing the market at Indiantown Gap. We all have to do a little bit of, land development. That's always the hardest thing in real estate is finding the right location, finding the right tenants, getting the right amount of your funding, and then going through the whole land development process, which entails getting not only your municipal approvals, but then also working through all the intricacies of getting the utilities, because utilities are the biggest thing that you need. The challenge that we had at that we still continue to have at Indiantown Gap is the lack of adequate public utilities to develop a limited industrial area with water, sewer, gas, electric, and your high-speed data, which are all critical. I don't think I can change that, can I? Sorry about that. Which are all critical for development. We have a land development plan that has been approved for the Amish Market, and we have through our traffic studies an approval to put a traffic light at the intersection of what would be 22 exit and the entrance to the new market. So that would help control some of the traffic coming off of the interstate. The interesting thing that we found was that the exit speed here, and if you remember Jim Conrad's mill there, we were standing there with the state as they were shooting the traffic, because you have to do so many hours of vehicles coming off and going up and counting them and all that type of thing. The average speed coming off the interstate there is 90 miles an hour.
What? Whoa.
90 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness.
So just to alert you, that's not where you want to be coming off at that speed, because now the cops know that that's really a good spot to make lots of money. But it surprised everybody, because we thought we were going to find it was like 65 or maybe 70, because it's a yield, not a stopper. So it absolutely astounded us all. So at that point in time, we were told by PennDOT, if we wanted to develop up here, this road really comes like this at Jim's, we had to be able to make a T intersection. So although we own this piece, I have a lease option with Jim Conrad and their family to acquire the next 20 acres on that we'd have to have a T intersection. So we had proposed through a lobbyist to acquire the area, this piece, and all we were looking for was just a little piece here, so we could make this road here straight, because this piece really goes down to here. It was like about a half acre of ground. Well, the state says no, you take it all. I mean, you can't get there. I mean, there's no way to access the park, so that 2.9 acres is it's a hill. Other than if we make this a T intersection, you can control traffic much better. And then PennDOT said, oh, and by the way, when you get to the point to develop this, you have to put a traffic light here too. And for your own edification, traffic lights are normally in the neighborhood of about $500,000 to get everything done, the studies done. That's not just the light, but that's all the good stuff that goes with it on that. So we got through the traffic study. We're ready to go to and acquire the permit to put in the light, and we have an agreement that we've agreed with the township, not signed, but we're agreeing to agree that if we put the light in, we'll pay for it, and we'll pay for the installation and some of the electric and all that type of thing. Well, the next challenge is water. What do you do about water? There's no public water up there. Well, we talked with the municipal water authority, and would they extend it down from, I guess,
Gap?
well, we'd come over from the gap, which would really be the least expensive for us. Well, they wouldn't even discuss that, and it would be very easy to tap into that. Well, it's 10 miles of pipe. I'll make you wrong. The way they had figured it, because it was $10 million is what it would cost us to develop and bring water down, and the municipal water authority said no, it's not viable, and we won't consider that. So that means we have to put our own water system in. Okay, that could be done before. Say you get you can go out and drill holes, or you can get what us Dutch guys call a well witcher, and they go out and find right where it is. Well, the well driller from the area said, no, that's not where it's at, it's over here. Well, he punched 2 dry holes over where the well witcher says, and punches it there, and it's enough to supply this whole site plus the next whole site. It's just amazing. He says, you're going to hit 3 of them, one at this depth and one at that depth, and all they are is he used an old watch on a shoestring. And I've been doing this for 35 years, I should say that, because I'm 66. I should have better sense than to develop land, but it's really amazing when you see somebody find water walking across the field and saying, right here, and this is how far it's going down, and they're using a branch, or they're using, it's whatever the chemical makeup is of their body. So we have water taken care of. Electric, no problem. There's electric there, and the electric company said we'll supply it. We even have high tension lines going across the site. Well, then our big tenant, because you always keep talking to your tenants who've shown interest. We have enough to fill. We're approved for a 58,000 square foot building, 2 floors of, make around number, say 30,000 square feet of floor. And so that we had enough to fill the whole, had a whole lower lease and had outside lease with the sheds and thing. But my smaller tenants, the meat guys and those guys and bakers and things, were coming and going, and because they couldn't, when they want to do it, they want to know that I can do it this year, next year, the following year. Well, all of them need all the utilities. Although they're not allowed to use computers at their homes and their businesses, and it's an entirely different thing. The same with telephones. They all use our cell telephones, but still for taking orders or getting faxes in and stuff, they still like to have that available to them. So we have those bridges crossed, but then our major tenant on the top floors sort of said, we're going to other markets. So we had a gun shop with an indoor shooting range as their model come to us and say, boy, we'd like to be there. And their national supplier said, yes, we want to be there because you're really close to Cabela's and we don't supply Cabela's. So here's where we want to be. So we went back into the township, talked to the outdoor shooting ranges are approved by right in the light industrial, limited industrial area. So we went through the approval process in the tourist overlay district and got that approved. Well, they're now in the situation where they're trying to get employees trained and for their other store that they've just opened. And they said it's going to take us a year, and I said okay, that'll work fine. We can add our Amish guys that are still want to split the bottom floor and that type of thing. So we have our tenants basically covered. We have our water, our sewer, our water, the traffic lights handled, electric. But we're now at the point of what do we do about sewer? Well, we could do an on-lot septic system. We can't hook into the gap sewer because they wouldn't allow us to do that. To run it to any other place was too big. Well, to put our own on-lot system was, you can't do just one. the state tells us we have to put on a site that's big enough to handle the entire area on this site. So that moves the price from $80,000 to $1.5 million. So you have to, and then you wonder how can you handle the cost of all that? There's no municipal authority that we can turn around and give it to. So we'd have to set up a perpetual company that would maintain it. Well, we'd much rather build it, get it operational, and turn it over to a municipal authority that's got to be there forever, and pay them rent for it. Well, then it brings up the second part of the problem. On a sewer plant, you end up needing enough sewer from one plant to make it operate. It takes stuff to go through. This, it's a catch-22. You got to put it in. One building doesn't give you enough sewer. So that means we have to have two other users, either a hotel and a restaurant or a little strip set, something else, like two or three other users to generate enough water to make the bacteria and keep all the stuff happy in the sewer plant to make it up. Or we have to hook up, put a tank in and pump it. Or there's another sewer line down here that we can go back to the township and beg and plead, but they had not wanted us to hook up to the local municipal sewer. So we're stuck at sewer problem. And then the other problem is gas. We've been working with Columbia Gas to try to get gas to this site. Originally, when we started, I've been doing this since 2008 is when we started. 2009 when we really kicked everything off. I'm a retired colonel, so I brief the military base as well as trying to keep local, municipalities informed as to what's going on. Well, originally they were 12,000 feet away. Then they were 10,000 feet away. Well, they've been slowly running it through the gap. Now they're about between 4 and 5,000 feet away. We're trying to convince them that now's the time to drill from this side of the interstate to this side of the interstate and let us bring it down to here, and we'll have this, and they will have these users down here because they can extend from here. It would be the same as us saying, let's form a municipal authority and we'll supply sewer to the Harper's Tavern area and the schools and all that type of thing, because most of the places cannot find a place that will work in that area because of the soil that's in the ground. So we've been working diligently to find all the solutions. We're not giving up. It's one of those things that I'm in the process. I did one in Shrewsbury, a farmer's market that's been there 14 years. I'm in the process of doing another Amish market in our building over in Hanover. 112,000 square feet of warehouse that was zoned commercial, but we've had it industrially used since, and now we have a Gold's Gym beside it, and I have enough tenant in the township there is working with us, but we're in a community that already has all the utilities available. We just have to buy more to use the sewer, more that. We're not going to be an industrial user, we're going to be a commercial user at that point in time. So I didn't want to take, I promised Ed, I said, I'm going to be 15 minutes. I think it was 16. And I try to keep
it. Was 16 and a half.
16 and a half. Well, I was close then. I'd be glad to answer any questions. I tried to give you an update. Yes, we're moving ahead, and I'd like to have it open, but it's not going to be open tomorrow because I got a couple problems to cross. How do we handle sewer, and how do I get Columbia Gas to move forward with us to see the bigger picture, and what do we do about sewer lines? Cleaning is really supportive. It's not like I've reached a brick wall with the county and the municipality have been wonderful. It's just how do I get over the hump with the gas, and how do I handle the sewer? I'm not going to be here forever. I'm 66. I mean, so I really think that a municipal authority makes a lot more sense. Not every municipality wants to do that because then they have an obligation going forward. But you have to realize that this whole area around on both sides of 81 and another 300 acres this way and another roughly 200 acres over here is all light industrial. Somebody's going to require sewer for that area. This spot already has been approved by DEP for stream discharge. I already have the letters for that. We're ready to cut the sewer planning module open. It'll take 90 days to plan. These are package plants. They come in, they drop them in units a little bit bigger than, well, not about as big as from that wall to here, about this long, maybe a little longer. But they just drop them in and they daisy chain them so that it grows as you need it to grow. And you could actually take and dedicate this back to the municipality, the county, something an area organization. But because I was on authorities and my father was on authority, I said this is probably the only way to look at what's best for the community in the long run. For us to own it and say, oh no, nobody else can use it but us. When you look at what's the requirement from the elementary schools and the houses down here is their sewer systems start to die, and you're trying to put another sewer system back on clay or in an area that doesn't perk. What do? If we can offer it and run it as a private system, but then you run across the problem of easements and getting from sewer line from here to there. But I mean, I've already had a bid that I can run a line from here to the other sewer line for $100,000. Sewer plants, roughly $1 million to $1.25 million. We have a state grant, an RCAP grant for $900,000. It'll pay part of the sewer, part of the water, part of the traffic, and we put up $900. Well, I'm putting $12 million in this, so $900,000 is not there. And the county's at $900,000 we need to put up to get our land development plan recorded, so that we're going to do the municipal improvements. I'd like the state to say, yeah, if we put that $900,000 with the county, I don't have to have another $900,000 sitting in the bank, or I end up having to put up $3 million to do $1 million worth of work. So there's a lot of little challenges you do, but you get through them. It's just sitting talking to people and negotiating, because most are reasonable when you say, boy, this is going to create just 5 or 10 jobs. We're looking at probably 600. 3 days a week, you're probably looking at 20 people that are going to be just on this site that are going to be full time. The others will come and go from the different businesses, because your furniture store and the shed store, those guys will be open 5 days a week.
Parking spaces do you have?
528, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to check the plan to be exactly right, because I'm in the process of 4 developments, and they're all in that 500 to 700 range.